Hi everyone, this is Margaret Manning with 60andMe. I love the summer. It's the time of the year when I can get together with my grandchild and we can do things together, and just everything just seems right with the world when the sun is shining and it's warm, and you can go outside without a big heavy coat or an umbrella and just really enjoy nature. And we've talked about this before in 60andMe about the fact that young people today just really are a bit glued to their iPhones and iPads, and it's really wonderful to have the opportunity to be able to take them out into nature and for you to share something of a world that that you probably had more of an experience with. I know I spent a lot of my childhood outside exploring nature in all its wonder, and I think it's really great to have the opportunity. So here's an idea. When you've got some time with your grandchildren, why not help them to experience the four elements? First of all, earth. So you can take them out to a park, or out if you don't have a park near you, just go out into the city and just walk on the ground and just make observations about nature that grows. So look at the plants, look at trees, compare different leaf styles, and just discuss sort of how things grow and the cycles. Discuss different flowers, take a look at them, and if you can't identify them, just make a note and then go back and research them. Ask them how they might think about the environment. Talk about climate change. Talk about the things that are affecting our earth and how important it is for them to have, get a connection to it. So I think that the earth is probably a really important one to explore, and it's got lots of opportunity for learning. Then how about wind? Take them outside into the open air. And I think about wind, I think about the nighttime, about stars and about the sky, and how you could teach children about the stars, and you can try to count them, and talk about the Big Dipper. I think that's the only one that I can actually locate, but talk about the astronomy and what's out there, and maybe dream a bit with them. What could be on Mars or the moon, or would you like to travel there one day when you get older? Or talk about just how they view the sky and the world. I think tell them what a star is, how planets work. See if they know the planets, but just really use the opportunity to explore the air and the wind, and that element is just so mysterious and magical. Then water. Water is actually quite an easy one, because there's of course lots of open air swimming pools and maybe a little creek, or even just a small lake that you can go dangle your feet in, and you can take a look at. You can go fishing. You can, maybe even if you have a spring near your house, you could take a bottle, instead of buying a bottle at the store, just take an empty bottle and fill it up with stream water. If you're lucky enough to live in a place where where it's good water you can drink, and just plan a short little camping trip, where you're near the water, and you can just, cook with water, explain how it works, just how people in some other parts of the world don't have fresh water, how, there's different ways now that the different charities that are helping young people to get fresh water, access to to water. How precious it is. Ask them whether they let the tap run when they're brushing their teeth. There's all kinds of different ways you can talk about the water cycle, and that's quite interesting. How it rains. How the whole cycle of water works, and great opportunities for education, and there's also great opportunities for fun. Wear your bathing suit, go ahead. Just wear whatever, you don't feel uncomfortable, and just get in the water with them and just splash around. Kids love the water, and of course, if you can find a water park, all the better. Go down the chute and just have a great time with your grandchildren. Other one then, I guess, is fire, the other element. Fire is another great one when you're camping. How many of you went camping when you were a kid? I went quite a bit, actually. We lived in a place where there was some nice campgrounds, and so we went quite, inexpensive way to spend time together as a family and just to have fun. And we would never walk too far into the woods, but we would set up camp, and of course there's all the lessons that you learn about camping, being self-reliant, self-sufficient. Did you remember to bring the insect spray? Did you, just planning? And then when you get there, just light a fire and just talk about stuff. Tell a few little ghost stories, or just stories about when you were a child and when you went camping, and how what you did to just enjoy that experience of being on your own in nature. Maybe you were a Girl Scout, or we had brownies in Canada, and just what you learned, and just put it into play, put it into practice. And then I guess the other thing you could do is eat over a fire. I mean, just make roasted marshmallows, which I love, and burnt ones usually, and maybe s'mores. And I know you all know the recipe for s'mores. But I think fire is a great thing to discover with your grandchildren, and to explain, how we depend on all these elements, how every single one of them gives us a great experience in life. Hope that's not been too intellectual, but I mean, I think that when you're doing stuff with the grandkids and nephews and nieces, it's just nice to have some options other than just go to a movie or go to, or even to the library. Those are great things, but getting outside into nature is wonderful. So I hope that was helpful or inspiring. I've got a question for you though. What would you do in each of those elements? Can you think about ways that you've spent time with your grandchildren, or how you might like to take some time out in earth, water, wind, or fire? What's your favorite? What's your favorite element, and what would you do? Thanks everyone. Look forward to your comments and joining the conversation. Thanks.